Jaya Madhava Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Gopi Janalava Givaradari Gopi Janalava Givaradari Yashodanandana Rajajanarangana Yashodanandana Rajajanarangana Yashodanandana Rajajanarangana Yashodanandana Rajajanarangana Yashodanandana Rajajanarangana Yashodanandana Rajajanarangana Yamuna Chira Vanachari Yamuna Chira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Astarosada Sisamadi Divine Grace L.H. Naravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON founder, BBT founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Astarosada Sisamadi Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Sri Rup Ji Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Sadgoswami Prabhu is King. Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Shri Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhana Ki Mathura Vrindavan Dhama Ki Navadvip Maya Pradama Ki Jagannath Puri Dhama Ki ISKCON Washington Dham Ki Jamuna Maya Ganga Maya Ki Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Sankirtan Yagya Ki Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Transcendental Prasadam Distribution Ki Transcendental Cow Protection Ki Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Gaur Premanandi all glories to the Assembled Devotees, all glories to the Assembled Devotees, all glories to the Assembled Devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, glories to Srila Prabhupada. So I'm going to first read a verse from Bhagavad Gita about, many of you know this verse. It's a famous verse, chapter 434. It's about initiation and 434. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. What's going on here? That can be done down there. This is the lecture. You can put the neck beads on another time. Now you're supposed to hear. And if these children want to play, they have to go outside. I'm going to give a serious lecture now. I'm sure they'll disturb. So better someone goes and takes them for playing. So this chapter is called Transcendental Knowledge. So there's two kinds of knowledge. One is transcendental and one is material. So material knowledge means immediate self-happiness for the body and mind and society and so on. It's called prayas. It's like I'm hungry, I must have something to eat, right? That's called prayas. You know, or if my car runs out of petrol, I must get some petrol. That's prayas. But shreyas is ultimate good. Because even if I fill my stomach, I'm still have to grow old and die. Old age, disease, and death. So this kind of welfare, this kind of good, is called Shreyas, ultimate good. Ultimate good. To solve this problem of having to take birth, having to grow, and then go through so many problems, disease, old age, and death. And the scriptures say this is going on and on, lifetime after lifetime. It's a real problem of life. So no matter whether you're a millionaire or whatever you are, unless you have transcendental knowledge, spiritual knowledge, your life is a failure. Because you have to take birth again. You may be Bill Gates or Joe Biden, but you may become a cow in America next life and be sent to the slaughterhouse. So you didn't solve your real problem of life. So this verse 434 talks about initiation by a spiritual master. That this initiation means Shreyas, ultimate good for us, the soul. I'm not this body. It's explained in Bhagavad Gita in the 2nd chapter. I'm not this body. So what is the body's self-interest is prayers. There's so many things. I have to have a nice sari, I have to have a job, I have to have family, blah, blah, blah. That's prayers, immediate self-interest. But ultimate self-interest is the interest of the soul. That's me. I'm living in this body. It's my body, my mind, my intelligence, and so on. This is the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Simple. So what is our real self-interest? And this Krishna is explaining in his Bhagavad 434, transcendental knowledge, how to get this transcendental knowledge. Okay, we'll read this, and I'll say a few more words, and then I'll ask the Aswini Mataji and the Vandana Mataji to come, and I'll give their new names and so on. Then we'll go down to the old temple, and there'll be a sacrifice. Not human sacrifice, don't worry. No. But it's in front of the fire. Actually, we're doing the promises, Sankalpa, in front of the deities and in front of the spiritual master and the devotees. But it'll be confirmed in front of the fire when we throw the grains into the fire. Svaha, svaha, like that. Okay, let's listen. Please repeat. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upajakshanti te jnanam jnananas tatpadashina Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnananas tatpadashina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Please repeat. Just try to learn the truth. Please repeat. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Harivam. ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Avaichanaravinda, Bhaktivedanta, Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki. Some feedback? The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord himself. No one can be a No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following the principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, Adi Guru, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.19 says, Dhammam tu shakshat bhagavat pranitam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. You cannot invent your own religion. Therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help lead one on the right path. Nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant, without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind toward the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries becomes perfect. Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Gyana Timarandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuran Vinitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manubhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Sva Padantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasadi Gobhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this initiation is going on by a process called Pancharatriki Vidi. Pancharatriki Vidi. Based on the Narada Pancharatra, which is designed for this Kali Yuga, when all of us are not qualified for elevation. The Vedic system, the original Vedic system, was that you should be born in a Brahmin family, and your parents should do the Garbhadam Samskara, and then you can be eligible to be a qualified Brahmin. But in this age of Kali, who's doing that? Who's following the Vedic system strictly? So, therefore, Narad Muni and the great sages are very kind, and our 6 Goswamis are very kind to the fallen souls. And this is also based on scripture. There is a verse in the 2nd canto, Kirata Hunandra Polinda Pulkasa Abira Shamba Yavana Kasadaya Yenye Chapapa Yadapa Swaya Swaya Sudyanti Tasme Prabha Vishnave Namaha. Prabha Vishnave Namaha. This is very important. This means that by the mercy of the Lord, Prabha Vishnave, Prabha Lord Vishnu, that even Kiratas, like Nepalese, Kirata, who are under the Germans, Polinda, like Greeks, Pulkasara, and Yenyecha Papa, Yadapasaya, even those who are very sinful, can be reformed, can be purified. Sudyanti Tasme Prabha Vishnavena, by the mercy of the Lord and his pure devotee, the spiritual master, coming in disciplic succession. One who has, like Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada is coming in disciplic succession, and his pure devotee, Vaishnava, and we can see that he traveled all over the world, and his people like me, we are lower than Yada Pastor Yenyecha Papa Yada Pastor I had no qualification. We were chandalas. We were lowest grade of person, not even in the Varnashram system. The Vedic system, there's 4 Varnas and 4 ashrams for gradual elevation. In Kali Yuga, where's the Varnashram? Nothing. Hardly anything. There's marriage, perhaps, the funeral ceremony. People are doing some job. So Kalo Shudra Sambhava, everyone is Shudra. We have a job. We serve some master just for money. So we're not qualified. We're only qualified by this process of Pancharatrika Vidhi. Prabha Vishnave Namaha. So there is a system so that we can be elevated from subhuman, almost animal habits to become Vaishnava, and eventually become Brahmana. And that's what this ISKCON is all about. It is to elevate us from a very low state of life by a process. And if Prabhupada, he could see, if someone has a tendency for looking for the shreyas, for the ultimate goal of life, not that I can join ISKCON so I can get more money, get a better job, get a better wife, that's called prayers. That's an, immediate self-interest. For good health, I was initiated, or to become, to enjoy some facilities in ISKCON. No. The idea is that of a bona fide disciple and a bona fide spiritual master, the disciple wants to go back to Godhead. He wants to get out of this miserable world of birth and death. that's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshana Dasana. That knowledge means to know the miseries of birth, old age, disease, and death. We want to end it. We've had enough of it. So when Prabhupada went to America in 1965, he was searching for those people who were interested, who had a tendency for spiritual perfection. Spiritual perfection. That means to go back to Godhead, to get free from the repetition of birth and death, to awaken a natural love for God. Lord Chaitanya says, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sajja Kabunai Shravanadi Sudha Chiti Kale Uday. Love of Krishna, Nitya Siddhi Krishna Bhakti, devotion to Krishna, Nitya Siddhi Krishna, it's already in the heart. Even of the dog, or the cat, the fish, the bird, let alone the Chandala, the Yavana, the Hunanda, the Pulinda. Love of God is there. But generally it's not manifest, only in a perverted way. But when Prabhupada went to the West, he did find that there were some young people who were searching for ultimate goal of life. It means to go back to Godhead, go back home, back to Godhead. So then Prabhupada introduced a system, a deity worship. This is important. We have a temple here. Why is it so important? For regulation. We have to rise early. We come to the Sunday program, to the festivals, and we bow down to the deity. We're very clean. We put on clean clothes, and we hear the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Shravanadi Sudha Chiti Kale Udosh. Hearing about Krishna is the main process of ISKCON. It's to hear about Krishna and our relationship with Krishna and how to go back home, back to Krishna. Who wants to live in a world which is temporary when we're eternal? Just like if you take a fish out of the water, will the fish ever be happy? You answer my question. If I take a fish out of the water, can the fish be happy? Eh? Yeah? Do you understand English? Translate. Napoleon.
I can Hindi you understand. He's saying that fish को पानी के बाहर लेके आए उसको कैसा लगेगा मछली? He's saying that the fish will be hurting. He will want to go back.
Yes, whatever you give the fish. Give the fish a cup of tea, give the fish a Mrs. Fish. The fish will never be happy. So our spirit souls, eternal spirit souls, we are always frustrated and in anxiety in this material world. Therefore, we need a spiritual master. We have so many masters. We go to our boss. We go to a doctor. He's another master. We go to the police, another master. But they don't solve the problem of the fish out of the water. So this is a simple example. So then Prabhupada established the deity worship, hearing from the Bhagavatam, hearing from Bhagavad Gita, and having temples like this, and prasadam. This is all Pancharatric Vidi. This is the system set up by the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan and Narad Muni for lifting up the fallen souls of Kali Yuga. So this is very nice. We're very fortunate that you have come, and I'm very happy that will initiate you into this process. Initiation means that in ISKCON, Hare Krishna, that they've already been trying to follow the rules and regulations of Pancharachiki Vidhi. That means the path of elevation. And they've been chanting 16 rounds on the Japamala every day. You may have seen people with the japa beads. Sometimes you think, well, they may have an accident with their hand. The karmis think, oh, Hare Krishnas, they've broken their hand. So they have to go to the doctor. Yeah? People think like that. What are you doing in your bead? Oh, you have beads. Oh. So we are doing 16 rounds. These two ladies doing 16 rounds of this Japamala every day. For how long? Maybe one. How many years? 1.5 years. 1.5 years. Mataji, how many years? Kati varsha?
She don't remember, but like 19 years.
19 years.
From 9 to 10 years.
9 to 10 years. And following the 4 regular principles, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, intoxication. They've been following this for how long? How long? Chaniyam kati vasa bayam. 5 to 7 years. So this is not just I say initiation. Mahavishnu hasn't walked. Mahavishnu Swami hasn't just walked in and grabbed 2 people. That's it. Loudly, loudly. You've only got one mic here. I didn't just walk in and grab 2 people and to initiate them. They've been recommended by Mataji, Temple President, Neela Madhav in Baltimore, and Mataji Ananda Vrindavani. They've been recommended by her. And this is the system that our founder Acharya also followed. When Prabhupada came to London in 1971, then he asked the temple president, Dhananjaya Prabhu, he said, who is ready for initiation? Lovely. So, I was fortunate my name was on the list. So we're just following what Prabhupada set up. And Prabhupada is just following the system that his Guru Maharaj set up. And his Guru Maharaj is following the system that was set up by the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Sanatana Goswami, he wrote one verse which I can't remember. Yatha Kanchanam, he's saying that you can make gold. if you may have a combination of mercury, tin, and copper, the proper process with sulfuric acid, you can combine them to make gold. So similarly, you can change a person from being a low-grade, as you say, almost animal, to become a Vaishnava. And this is authorized by Krishna himself. Krishna says, Mami Patha Vyapasya Yebisyu Papayuna Stris Sudra Tata Vaishyas Tepe Yanti Paramgatim. Those who take shelter of me, even they be women, they be Shudra, whatever, they can be elevated to the highest perfection. And how does it work? Mam cha yo vyapicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatichaitan brahma bhuya kalpate. This service to Krishna, it raises us above the modes of material nature. So that's what we're doing in ISKCON. We're learning to become above the material modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. And the beginning process is this chanting and hearing. Anyone who comes in this beautiful temple in Washington, they're brainwashed by hearing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama. There's a purifying process to cleanse the heart of this ignorance. And so that's what we're doing. Actually, this is the highest service to humanity, to get people to chant Hare Krishna, take prasadam, and become devotees. And this is the best welfare work. Lord Chaitanya says, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyabhadu Jivanam. It's the highest welfare work for humanity. So, when I initiate you, Matajis, then I'm hoping, I'm sure you will, because you're already doing it, you'll contribute to this great mission of Lord Chaitanya. So, the 10 offenses which we try to avoid when we chant Hare Krishna are as follows. 1, to blaspheme the devotees who dedicated their lives to propagate the holy name of the Lord. 2, what's number 2? Doctor, what's number 2? That she understands English. Second offense against the holy name. Well, loudly. You should know this. 10 offenses against the holy name. First offense is to blaspheme the devotees who dedicated their lives to propagate the holy names of the Lord. Second offense is to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Ganesh, and etc. to be equal to or independent of the names of Lord Vishnu. There are demigods and there are God. There is God and demigods. The demigods are managerial representatives of God. God is supreme, but he has managers in the universe like Indra, Varuna, even Shiva, Brahma. They're not God, they're demigods. They're very powerful. So the third offense, what's the third offense? No, this too. Sorry?
No, I said that's not sorry, wrong.
Melody, what's the third one? Hmm? What'd she say? Huh? Sorry? You don't know. Then I don't think you should be initiated. What? Yeah. Fourth offense. Doctor.
Do not follow the spiritual master.
No, that's number 3. What are you doing? And under Vrindavan, they don't even know the 10 offenses. He doesn't even know. Useless. Fourth offense is to blaspheme the Vedic literatures, or literatures in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth offense, consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna with imagination. 6, to give some mundane interpretation of the holy name of the Lord. 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Okay, now I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I can go to the bar and have a couple of beers, smoke a cigarette, and it'll be okay, no problem. So that's the 7th offense. 8th offense, Dr. Ashwini.
Is to talk behind the Vaishnavas and bosses.
Huh? Do what?
Sorry, Maharaj, I read it a long time ago.
You should read them, hear them every day. A long time ago. Eighth offense is to consider chanting Hare Krishna one of the pious, good things to do so that we can go to heavenly planets and enjoy. So get some material benefit. And ninth offense, to instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name. And 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Anyone who claims to be, it's good to repeat this every morning program. It jumps into their brain. I've been listening to this for 50 years, 53 years. So it's in my brain. It's in the molecules of my grey matter. I can't forget it, but and at least if you remember it, you can try and follow it. Okay, thank you very much. So I'll call the names of the managers. Dr. Ashwini, please come forward. Where's the mala? Oh, here we are.
Hare Krishna.
First, you must pay obeisances. Give me the mic. Pay obeisances to the deities. Srila Prabhupada first. Srila Prabhupada first. And the deities. And myself. You can, Vandana Mataji, you can do follow. Also. Mataji, what are the 4 rules and regulations you will follow for the rest of your life, please? The 4 rules.
No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication.
So, how many rounds of japa you're going to chant every day?
16.
Yeah. So your new name will be Kunti Devi Dasi. Thank you. Kunti Devi Dasi is a doctor, and she's very sincere devotee, here helping in the Washington Temple, and so I'm happy. Thank you very much. You can sit back there. Vandana Mataji. So, Mataji, Kati Mala Jab Ganwancha Dinkodin.
Suramala.
Cha Niyam Keke Cha.
माछा मासु नखानु अनि त्यसपछि जुवा तास नखेल्नु अनि त्यसपछि मदिरापान नगर्नु अनि व्यभिचार नगर्नु.
Your new name will be Vanamala Malini. Vanamala Malini. Vanamala Malini. This is the name Prabhupada gave. The name Prabhupada gave. Thank you very much. Did you get him out? No. From me? Yes. Okay. So now that's it. Now we go down to the old temple room for the fire sacrifice. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini.
हरि बोल. आपके पास सबके पास किताब है? अब ले लो, लेके आइए. आप ले लो. ओके, वहाँ पे एक साइड रख दो.
Good.